Hi, my name is Sarah Tharp, and I did my presentation over Egyptian writer Nawal El Saadawi, or however you pronounce her name. I'm going to give some biographical information about her, and then I'm going to discuss her education, her life as a writer, and what she went through, okay? She was born in Kafra Tala, Egypt, which was a rural village, on October 27, 1931. She is the second oldest of 9 children and was the daughter of El Saadawi, her father, and her mother Zainab. She got married 3 times within her life and was divorced twice. However, she did have 2 children in her first marriage. One was in her first marriage, Mona, and the other was given to her in her second marriage, and his name was Atef. She won a scholarship to Faculty of Medicine at the University of Cairo, where she received her MD in 1955. Then she served as community DR for a rural health center in Tala, Egypt. Later, she attended Columbia University in New York City, where she received an MPH in 1966. She attended Ain Shams University from 1973 to 1975. Unfortunately, while at Cairo, working at Cairo in a ministry position, she was expelled for her feminist beliefs in 1972. This happened because she was so outspoken about it, and this made them very uncomfortable with her working there with them, with her having such an opinionated view on how the patriarchal system was working in Egypt. It didn't stop there, though. She didn't stop talking. She did not stop stating her opinion, and this led to her arrest in 1981. She was arrested under Egypt's law for the protection of values from shame. She then became the target of death threats from fundamentalist Islamic groups who were and are very strict about women speaking out against men and the way men may treat women. But this, once again, did not stop her. She continued to do what she believed was right. She continued to protest against the manipulated Islamic religion, who were trying to punish and exploit not only women, but lower class men. So she's not just a feminist, but she's also an equalist. She wants equal treatment for all people, and including men, if they are being exploited or punished for things she does not see as fair. So in order to get her word out, she began to write, and her works were translated in many different languages, including Danish, Dutch, Finnish, French, German, Italian, Japanese, Norwegian, Portuguese, Swedish, Urdu, Persian, and even English. Her works were written to gain or to try to gain the equal rights for women. She educated people about harmful medicines and psychological effects of different types of medicines that were harmful for people. Society did not want people to know, so she was informing people of how things really were in her society. As I said before, she was an Egyptian writer. She was a feminist, of course, and she was also a physician. She is sometimes described as the Simone de Beauvoir of the Arab world, because of her psychology, and everything. She wrote many different types of works, including novels, short fiction, travel writings, memoirs, dramas, essays, and including medical studies. Many of her texts included 3 major themes: sexuality, religion, and politics. And she used these themes to inform and exploit how men were treating women and lower class men, i.e. sexual abuse, domestic violence in general, and the spirit-breaking rules and regulations that were placed against women which she did not think was right and still does not think is right. Unfortunately, her writings became banned and censored in Egypt and other Arab nations because many are of the Islamic tradition and do not believe in women speaking out towards or against men and how the men may be running things, the upper class men. So they felt as if they should ban her work and to keep her from telling other women about what is actually happening. But she's very popular elsewhere, and she has several works. If you look her up, she's got a long list of all kinds of writings, essays and things like that, like I said. But I did look up her major works, or what are considered to be her major works. One that is the most popular among English-speaking people is The Hidden Face of Eve, which was translated to English in 1980. So she hasn't been popular among English speakers for a really long time, but she has been around and is very popular among feminists around in America and other English-speaking countries. The Hidden Face of Eve is a collection of essays to describe female genital mutilation, rules for women, and the difficulties for women. So it's basically letting the audiences and readers know how horrible life is for women in a patriarchal society where women have no rights and no say-so. Some of her other major works include Two Women in One, which was published in 1968, Woman at Point Zero in 1975, God Dies by the Nile was published in 1976. In 1978, she published The Circling Song. In 1987, she published The Fall of Imam. And in 1965, she published Searching, so this was before Two Women in One. And the last major work, which was published in 1992, was called The Innocence of the Devil. All very important works, but The Hidden Face of Eve, probably the most important and most popular among English speakers, and because it was the first translated in 1980 and because of what it has to say about the treatment of women in a society where they have no rights, where they have no say-so, and those types of things. She did win. She has won a few awards. In 1975, she won the Short Story Award called the High Assembly for Literature in Cairo, Egypt. She won the Literary France-Arab Friendship Award from Franco-Arab Association in 1982. In 1987, she won the, excuse my pronunciation, the Khalil Gibran Literary Award in Australia. And in 1989, she won the Decoration of the First Degree of Libya. So, she's won a few awards, important awards, from all different types of places. Even though most of her work is banned and censored in Egypt, she did win an award from Egypt. Ironically, in Cairo, Egypt, where she was also expelled from her position, her ministry position, for being so outspoken. So it is ironic that she won something like that. But she also won awards from dealing with France and Australia and Libya. So she's known worldwide and is a huge deal. She's still alive today. She has not passed. She's a much older lady, but her beliefs have stayed the same. She still protests. She still has interviews and talks discussing what she believes is going on with women and people who are not in a high political power, and discusses how she believes that this is wrong and how it should be fixed. And although she may not be respected in some cultures, she is highly respected by many feminists, including feminists here in America. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you.